welcome to Insane Throttle Biker News. Man, we're gonna have a ball burner of a show today. I'm gonna piss on some Wheaties. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Don't forget, we got a new thing. You can call the hotline, leave your thoughts on the show, 847-957-1656. And at the end of each show, I'll start playing some of the comments that I get from all you guys. I think it's a good way to get involved in the show, don't ya? Anyway, yes, we're going to have a ball burner. You know, usually it's called barn burner, but this is a ball buster of a show going to be today. Gonna address especially one of the comments, or actually email that I got about the coverage of the Pagans Motorcycle Club getting in there and kicking you know what in that Idaho protest. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, you know, just stick to biker news. Well, I kind of am, but I am going to give some replies here. I'm not going to be sitting there like, you know, no statue trying to get torn down and stuff like that. And hopefully, I might have somebody who wants to take a debate on me with this subject. Yes, you better bring your A game, man, because there's going to be jackhammers going all off around you, man. That's what I can tell you. Today's main subject is Harley Davidson. Yes, Harley Davidson. They're pulling their Facebook ads because of racism to protest it. And what's funny, you know, we talked about them pulling a dealership, and what is it, 77 or 78, they did the Confederate edition. Like I said, they make money off of it, then whichever the way the wind blows, next thing you know, Harley Davidson is going that way. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about that and a whole lot more today. And, yeah, let's get them comments in. Again, 847-957-1656. Over on Spotify, iTunes, you'll be able to see what we're going to be talking about in the show today, especially the second story. I want you to pay attention to that because I'm going to have a lot on my final thoughts about that. So, with that, let's get this monkey moving, boys. First story out of Milwaukee Journal Sentinel by Rick Barrett. Harley Davidson pulls Facebook ad, sever ties with dealership over racist posting. We covered that posting. It was down in Tennessee. I guess you're not, you know, able to get your free speech out there anymore, because if you don't go with the win, boy, you're either a bigot, like I was called a bigot because I support the stars and bars and don't like monuments being torn down because everybody's a racist now. Everybody. That's the freaking snowflake. Bikers, my God, what is wrong with you? Just call yourselves motorcycle enthusiasts. Please don't give us bikers a bad name with your damn leftist ideals. Anyway, Harley Davidson has pulled its Facebook ads and severed ties with one of its dealerships in response to hateful comments made on social media. Well, you know, Facebook ads, whatever. Hundreds of companies, including Harley, are pausing Facebook advertising this month as part of a larger boycott. Here's a freaking ideal. Why don't we boycott Harley Davidson? Yes, let's just get on social media and just freaking hit them as hard as we can. Let's tell them, the company management, you suck. You suck the big one. I say that's what we need to do, is boycott them. But, you know, they might not need that because their sales are in the dump anyway. Quote, racism, hate, or intolerance have no place in the Harley Davidson community or elsewhere. Okay, I like to know what community you're talking about. Now, Harley Davidson, you have your own community? Again, please explain this to me. Maybe I'm a little dumb or something like that, but nobody's a part of your community. Nobody I know anyway. In person or online. Oh, so now you get to decide what's online. See, that's the danger of letting all this happen right now. They're going around crying fascism. They're the fascists. They're pulling a freaking, chapter right out of freaking Mein Kampf is what they're doing. They're brown shirts of, the modern day now. We are pausing our Facebook ads in July to stand in support of efforts to stop the spread of hateful comment, Harley says on its website. I'd welcome all you guys to go over there and tell them off. You know what? I really think the reason why they're pausing their Facebook ads, really, the reason they're doing it, it's because they got no money. It's because your sales suck. That's because nobody's buying your new bikes. It's because, your CEO, the new one, freaking shoemaker guy, get your shoe shine box, guy, only says that he wants to go, after the higher end motorcycles and cut sales on everything else. Yeah. One of these days, Harley Davidson, your cheerleaders and all that type of stuff will realize what you're doing to them. The world's largest manufacturer of heavyweight motorcycles also severed ties with Abernathy Cycle in Union City, Tennessee, following an alleged racist posting on the dealership's Facebook. Screenshots, oh yes, you got to get the rats out, man. The rats are going all over the place, man. They're coming out from every angle, every hole there is. Shared on social media, showed it said, I'm sick of this Black Lives Matter. You know what, actually, a lot of blacks are coming out and saying it too, man. They're disowning the movement because you got these white liberals trying to take over. And those involved in protests should go back to Africa and stay. Ouch. Dealership owner Russell Abernathy II denied making the Facebook post and said he's rejected its content. Quote, and by extension, Abernathy's Harley Davidson have and always will be welcome to all riders regardless of race. The detarderary nature of the comment in no way aligns with my personal beliefs or the Harley Davidson Motor Company. It personally saddens me that this post has caused such wide-reaching pain to those that have already been subject to so many social injustices. I vow to make certain that Abernathy's Harley Davidson provides a positive environment of diversity, equality, and inclusion for all. But for now, anyway, Harley says Abernathy's will no longer be a part of its dealer network. Well, there you go, you schlucks. Just get rid of a dealership, Your sales are just so great right now. Seriously. Why not? Get rid of some more. Get with the woke crowd that don't even ride your bikes, you morons. Now, we're going to continue this subject, and I'm going to go, because I was called a bigot. I don't like being called a bigot. And this is going to be one of my major ones in, my final thoughts here. 75 shot, 14 fatally over the 4th of July weekend. No, it wasn't in Iraq. No, it wasn't in Afghanistan. It was in Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Let's take a listen.
Help the city of Chicago as more than 70 people were shot this weekend. More than a dozen of those victims, including children, have died. In a tweet today, President Trump says the federal government was, quote, ready, willing, and able to intervene.
The shootings this holiday weekend come on the heels of a violent June in the city.
Oh, this is Chi-Town. That's why we call it Chi-Rock.
One of them, a 14-year-old boy who was celebrating with neighbors in the street when several men opened fire on the crowd, shooting 8 people, 4 of whom were killed. A few hours earlier, a 7-year-old girl was shot in the head while playing on the sidewalk outside her grandmother's house during a 4th of July party, when 3 men got out of a car and started shooting indiscriminately. Mayor Lori Lightfoot reacting on Twitter saying, quote, a 7-year-old girl in Austin joined a list of teenagers and children whose hopes and dreams were ended by the barrel of a gun. We cannot grow numb to this. We are making progress in slowing shootings,
I hope you guys
but we have to do better, every single one of us. So far, no arrests have been made. Earlier this week, Police Superintendent David Brown was begging the public for help.
When we have young, innocent lives lost, we all need to be outraged. I will never accept, never, this level of violence. If you have any information, reach out to our detectives.
In New York.
Yep, that is Chirac, man. That is the West and South Side, and that will play a big role in what I got to talk about in my final thoughts. Yes, I'm going to piss on some Wheaties, but hey, unlike freaking Fox 32 or the Chicago Tribune or any of them that placate to these people in charge out there, yeah, I'm not gonna. You can bet your balls on that one. And you guys can call me a bigot and all this and all that kind of crap, but, this has a lot to do with what's going on right now, and somebody's going to have to stand up and say, hey, this is what's going on, and here's the reason this is happening and that's happening, but we'll get to that. Let's go to Kory Graffs' Wall of Shame real quick. Jenny Day out of KYMA, Brawley police officer arrested for guess what? Guess what? It's one of those 3 crimes I always talk about. Criminal sexual assault while on duty. A Brawley police officer was arrested Friday afternoon for an alleged rape that happened in the city of Brawley. According to the Imperial County Sheriff's Office, in a separate press release from the city of Brawley, the alleged incident is described as a criminal sexual assault that happened while 32-year-old new inductee to the Wall of Shame, Ricardo Gabriel Valdez, was on duty. Authorities say the accusation was reported June 24th, but again, Valdez was taken into custody July 3rd. The Brawley police officer was placed on administrative leave the day the complaint was made. The Imperial County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation. The suspect was booked into jail on multiple felony charges, according to ICSO. The San Diego Sheriff's Department and Brawley Police Department also assisted with this investigation. Yes, we have a new initiate into the Wall of Shame, 32-year-old Ricardo Gabriel Valdez for criminal sexual assault, one of the 3. Now, let's go on to our next story here. Yes, we have some bike thieves, or horse thieves, as I call them. Fox4KC.com, Kara Small. Police are searching for 2 men who stole motorcycles from Gale's Harley Davidson. Grandview, Missouri. Police are searching for 2 men responsible for stealing 2 motorcycles from Gale's Harley Davidson early Thursday morning. The 2 men broke in just after 2 a.m. and stole 2 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. According to Gale, the 2 men stole a silver denim Road Glide Special and a black FX DRS. The combined value of the bikes is around $45,000. They're probably cutting parts, or either that, they're shipping overseas. If they're shipping overseas, you're making some tall money on that, man. A lot of profit. But if you're breaking it down to parts, you ain't going to make much. She said there's been an increase in dealership break-ins around the Midwest. Quote, a lot of dealership owners have called me and have told me they've also had their cars stolen, their trucks stolen, their delivery trucks stolen, their trailers, their motorcycles. It's been happening a lot, and what we have done is we have beefed up our security and what we do around here. We are now secure and locked down tight, but it's just a shame because I have owned this building for 15 years and never had a problem until now. It's crazy. According to Gale, the Grandview Police Department arrived quickly within 2 minutes of the break-in, just missing the thieves as they drove away. Yeah, right. They were probably on the payroll. Gale's Harley Davidson shared surveillance photos of their Facebook page of the 2 suspects. Anyone with information is asked to call the Grandview Police Department. Yes. And if you're over on Spotify, iTunes, or any of the podcast platforms, you can come over to YouTube or Facebook, and you will see the pictures. They got them started rolling on every damn thing. Is anybody else thinking maybe inside job because sales hasn't been too good? It's just too coincidental. You're talking 2 minutes and the police got there. Yeah, come on. You ain't fooling Hollywood. Just saying. But let's go into my final thoughts. I know what that you guys are looking forward to that. Okay, before my final thoughts, don't forget to get us over on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and more. Take us to work. Take us on the bike with ya. Let us help you pass the time. Anyway, oh yeah, don't forget to share us on your social media, man. It helps us out. Anyway, yes, my final thoughts. That second story. How do I even begin? That movement says BLM, right? Yeah. How could that be? Where is the protest? And by the way, what does this have to do with bikers? It has everything to do with bikers, because this segment is in response to somebody going off, calling the Vagos racist and stuff like that. Do you guys know that most of that club is Hispanic? I'm just asking, do you guys get your information anywhere other than the news? That club is more than half Hispanic. But because they're standing up for our country, our monuments, against the socialists, against fascism, you call them racist. Did you guys know that they actually today tore down a statue of Douglas? Yes, they tore a statue down of Douglas. They don't even know their history. They don't even know what they're tearing down. But they just want to wipe it off of history. You know, there was another organization in the Middle East that did that. It was called ISIS. They destroyed everything that was standing. Yes, that is what we're facing in this country right now. Exactly what we're facing in this country. And it seems like it's coming to a head. You know, you had armed guys out at Stone Mountain. One had a 22 and it was freaking jammed up. It was like, really, dude? You don't know what the hell you're doing with that rifle? You know, the 3%ers and everybody else is just waiting in the wings, man. You know, you can march around all you want, and it's going to come to a head where it's going to fly. And a lot of these 3%ers are freaking military, ex-military, and they know what they're doing. So before trying to call them out, you might want to think about that, because when it goes down and the bullets start flying, there ain't going to be the cops that you want funded there to protect you. No, they're just going to walk the other damn way. But anyway, the Chicago, or Chirac as we call it, the West Side, South Side, it's one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world. You might as well be down in freaking a Central American country on the south and the west side of Chicago. 75 shot. And like I said, that had nothing to do with Iraq or Afghanistan. Chicago is the most segregated city in the United States, and it was intended for that. Intended for that. That's the way that we call them, the Democratic machine, set it up. That's how they get their voting power over the state of Illinois. And one thing I never understood, and I've actually had a discussion with BD about this. Why the hell do you guys keep on voting for them people? They do not care about you whatsoever, except for every 2 years and 4 years. They haven't done a damn thing for you. Not a damn thing. So why keep voting for them? This is a perfectly legitimate question. Look what is going on in Chicago. It is a war zone out there. A war zone, but they'll keep on complaining that it has to do with guns from Indiana and this and that. No, it don't. No, it don't. Chicago's been like that since its freaking inception. Who you kidding me? You know, but these politicians, they put this stuff in your head, and people, let's just be frank, they're too damn stupid to think for themselves. Too damn stupid. When is people gonna wake up and understand what's going on here? They're pulling on your strings like a puppeteer, and you're allowing them to. You're allowing this country to be divided by billionaires, millionaires and people with power. That's exactly what you're doing. Your little freaking chess pieces is all you are. Maybe it's time we come together as Americans, don't you guys think? You know, it is hard, and I'll even say for myself, especially after that one guy with the comment, well, you know, I love your biker news, but, you support people that were slaveholders and blah, blah. Dude, know your damn history. How do you think slaves got here? Their own people sold them from Africa. And I know people are going to get butthurt, but the history is the history. You guys are so worried about freaking slavery that happened over 150 years ago that had nothing to do with you. You never had a day in slavery unless you put yourselves there. The minute you put yourselves in chains by thinking you can't break out of what you're doing, that life owes you something, that's on you. But we're talking about slavery. What about what's going on in Africa right now? The Congo, Ethiopia. There's a big slave trade over there. Where are your protests for modern day slavery happening right under your nose? How about the Middle East? Where is your outrage? If you're truly about this freaking subject, if you're truly with this cause, you'd be out there protesting what's going on overseas. No. Instead, what you're doing is you're falling like puppets. That's what you're doing. You're falling like puppets. But for any biker, any self-respecting biker, who goes out there and calls the vagos bigots, really? Are you that asinine and don't know what the hell you are talking about? You're going to call a club that's more than half Hispanic bigots because they sat there in Idaho and stuck up for this country and its flag. It's always funny how people want to, you see them stepping all over the flag, right? You see that. And it's like, you should be glad you're able to do that. Because according to your ideology, if you go to one of these socialist countries, you'd be in a gulag right now. Half starved, half dead. Because that's the facts. That's the way that system works. You get tired of hearing, well, people are oppressed here. Nah. Maybe during the civil rights and the Jim Crows and all that started with the Democrat Party, by the way. That might have been true. Nowadays, yeah, there's racism out there. There's freaking profiling out there with bikers. But you don't let that hold you down. You move forward. You set goals. You pull yourself out of that situation. It don't matter what color your skin is. You got more poor white ass people down south, out east, all over this country than you do a lot of the other races. Enough is enough, that crybaby BS, man. There's poor people everywhere. Some can pull themselves out of that situations, some can't. The environment that they're in, they can't. I get it. I know the streets in Chicago. I know how it is. But it's up to the individual person to want to pull her or himself out of that stuff. But don't go around trying to complain and blame everybody else. Tear down history that you don't like, that you've never been around. You're tearing down history because of what you learn in these liberal freaking schools. That's exactly what you're doing. You have no idea who Frederick Douglass is, and you're pulling down his freaking statues, and he had to be one of the premier freaking black people that was involved in this stuff since the Civil War. But you tore his statue down because you're freaking putzes, because you didn't know what the hell your history was. No, you just want to go around, tear shit up. Why? It's actually kind of funny. It's white liberals who don't even live near your freaking neighborhoods. And that's another thing. If you want to debate me, you know who I'm talking about. It's always funny how they're millionaires representing the poorest freaking districts in this country. Maxine Waters. Yeah, Maxine Waters, you schmuck. You live in multi-million-dollar mansions. What have you done for your freaking district? It's a slum. And people said it was racist when he said, well, it's like a third world country. Have you seen Detroit? Have you seen Detroit? Looks like Nicaragua up in there, man. South side, west side. Looks like Honduras. Got zombies walking all over the place. Come on. And that's racist to say that stuff? Yeah, right. Anyway, leave your thoughts on our hotline. I know this might be a good one to do it at. 847-957-1656. Go ahead. Let us hear what you have to say. You want to berate me? Berate me. You want to call me this? Call me that? Do it. Let's do it. Let's get it on. Don't forget to share us, man. I really appreciate that. That helps get us out there since we are always freaking censored. Till then, I'll talk to you guys later.
The show is now available on Spotify and all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. Don't forget to become a subscriber on any one of these platforms so you can be notified right away when our weekly episode is uploaded so you never miss an episode.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Join our YouTube channel and get Motorcycle Madhouse and tons of videos related to the bikers. Join now by subscribing for free and become part of the Throttle today. Always free and always entertaining. Don't forget to visit us at www.harleyliberty.com for your daily biker news. Rock on!